Alrighty then, it's time for a Jungle Elise game. Let's get this show on the road. Which one? And by this title, you know this game is going to be pretty cringy. So I want some of you to take out a notebook and write down how many times you notice some really awkward mistakes. And I don't mean like missing a skill shot kind of thing, because that happens even in non-cringe games. But I'm talking about really dumb decision making, really awkward maneuvering, and fat fingering. So either way, I take my E level 2 because I was thinking I was going to gank down bottom lane, but I was waiting for the minions to sort of get there. Blitzcrank goes before I'm even in a position to get there, so it just kind of forces us to try really hard to get to them, and it screws us up real hard. I mean, technically it succeeds in that we took two summoner spells away from them, but it could have gone a lot better. I loop around again to see if I can do something, but once again, Blitzcrank is fighting in between minions and kind of botching that again. I will cross mid lane, not really to gank the Talon. If I had a clear shot, I would try, but it was more just to sort of, pressure off a little bit of Urgot and mostly just to cross to my red buff. I take red, and this is a pretty good gank on Shyvana actually, because she obviously didn't have a ward because she reacted really poorly, or she did, I don't actually know. And I do a lot of damage to her, in fact, taking her flash. This is one example of a really good gank that doesn't result in a kill, because I just kind of waltzed in there and very little time just, did a lot of damage and forced something out of her. So it's pretty good. In that case here, I knew that Talon had Nautilus nearby, so I didn't really fully commit to trying to kill him. And in the same vein, I just kind of wait out to bait Talon's flash. As soon as he jumps forward, escape as a spider. Because I knew that, any damage that's dealt to me really wouldn't matter, because I was going to try to go home anyways to heal up. And in that case right there, I was wasting their time, Nautilus mostly, and I got a flash out of it. So it's pretty good. Technically a quote-unquote gank. But anyways, go down bottom lane to see if I can kill somebody. We grab the Lucian. He gets pulled by the Blitzcrank, and he's pretty much doomed. Then, I go after the Nami, knowing that my web was back, and easily destroy her. Unfortunately, the Blitzcrank gets both kills. Yeah. So right now, the game is technically in our favor, but things are looking extremely awkward. Here, I'm waiting for, I was waiting a little while just to see if the Talon would jump on the Urgot, but the Urgot kind of didn't do any positioning. Here, I probably should have gone back towards the turret behind, or gone behind the Urgot a little bit. Instead, I made a really dumb mistake and gave the Talon a very clear shot of me, and also potentially gave him the chance to escape by being able to flip over the wall near the bushes. So thankfully the Urgot did kill him, but then he just kind of stuck around way too long and died. So not really a net gain there. So the score is still 3-3. I'm looping around, seeing if I can catch somebody, but there's vision everywhere. Talon gets caught again, but Nautilus is here to join the fight. Unfortunately for them, unfortunately for them, we have a lot of damage. Unfortunately for me, I screw up in so many ways here that it's embarrassing, including blowing a flash for like a minuscule little space creation. It was really bad, but that case was a case of me fat fingering stuff. So for you guys who don't know, fat fingering is when you mean to press one thing. When you mean to press one thing, that you accidentally press another thing. It's just really bad clicking. Anyways, still go get my little Scuddy Crab here, and my top laner seemingly just kind of trying to steal my stuff. Surprisingly, the Shyvana has very low CS. I figured that she would have had a kind of an advantage, but no. I was kind of figured that it would have been, a jungle Shyvana, but whatever. To me, so far, it just kind of seems like she's pushing the lane, but not pushing it intelligently. So she loses a lot. And there, the Urgot almost not Urgot. The Rumble almost gets himself killed. I don't know what the hell he thought he was going to do with that ultimate, but you saw that, right? You can rewind it and see it again. Then Talon sort of jumped into us and immediately flashed out, dealing basically no damage. This is a very awkward situation here where everybody just doesn't understand that flash is pretty valuable. I hang about here just to protect the Rumble to prevent him from getting destroyed, because I figured if I had left, he probably would have just jumped him and killed him, because he's not paying much attention to the enemy team's threat. Whew, that little instance there was pretty numbing, right? And still though, Blitzcrank gets himself yet another kill, because sharing is, is not in his MO. Although Lucian wasn't, Kog'Maw wasn't anywhere near to get that kill, so. Anyways, you can already see what I meant by this title. It's a very awkward game because I feel like everyone is making some really terrible mistakes. Same thing here where I just sort of charged against an invisible enemy and I should have probably just hung out in the bushes expecting him not to be there. Yet, once more, the Talon decided to come back in to mid lane despite the fact that he knew there were 3 people there. Yeah, at this point you could rewind it sort of. He knew I was still in the vicinity, and he saw Blitzcrank, at least could have seen him, appear in the minimap by the time he was looping around. So that was him just, deciding not to pay attention. And it goes again with the whole lower division doesn't know the minimap exists. I go top lane again to see if I can catch Shyvana, who, again, doesn't seemingly have any goddamn wards. I don't know what she's doing. Though she didn't bother to push because, there was no point to it. Nautilus and Talon kill my Urgot again, who you didn't get to see by the replay, but he was just kind of hanging around a lot. There, I thought this was kind of funny where the Talon thought I was going to, go at him, but instead I just, walked away. And there I transformed into the spider form just to make sure that Nautilus couldn't hit me with his Q, which worked out. You get to see him. So, again, this is extremely awkward. Mid lane and top lane and a little bit of bottom lane are kind of laughing stocks. Again, I'm not immune to this. You've seen me make some really dumb mistakes. I want to attribute it to me not playing at least for a while, but, she's not exactly a complicated champion to play. Here, Nautilus catches me, but I figure it's a really poor engage on him because my teammate is way stronger than him. And then I get myself caught by Talon instead of just, running the exact opposite direction from him. So I don't know what the fuck what I was doing there. So I get killed, but then the enemy team realizes their Urgot is extremely dangerous and, they just don't commit too much and he ends up having to flash too. It's just very awkward, an uncovered game. I'm 1-3-5 or 1-3-3, and I can't actually tell from the replay here, so I'm not all that happy. Though in the meantime, while Nautilus is focusing, mid lane, despite the mid lane basically being trash fire, bottom lane he just kind of let it get absolutely steamrolled. So yeah, that's kind of bad on Nautilus's part. We go towards our Herald to see if we can engage something. There's very awkward use of abilities from me and Blitzcrank there, so you can jot that down on the notebook too. Gained nothing and lost a lot of that. Talon's hanging out by himself, taking a lot of free damage. Just kind of, you would expect his team to sort of rally around him or something, but no, instead they just kind of let him get trapped and slowly and surely, kill Nautilus, who sacrificed himself, and then an awkward Nami ultimate that was used after we were already disengaging, so it was kind of pointless. So we go for Dragon, easy peasy, there's nobody here to really stop us. Again, it's just a lot of weird decision making. It's almost like if everyone's playing on like a 2-second delay, making awkward uses of their abilities. Although they're me, it just kind of felt because I have blue buff and cooldown reduction, so it doesn't matter. Pushing towards mid now, easily take tower. Shyvana on her little lonesome is still just top lane kind of pushing. The Rumble kind of also in his lonesome. This top lane's kind of a weird zone right now. A lot of things kind of did happen there, but no kills. It's just kind of awkward. Anyways, we'll go over mid lane, protect the tower. It's just kind of, at this point, you don't actually know what's going on because everyone's either pushing some other lane or they didn't start off with or whatever. Here, that's actually a pretty good catch by me because I get to chunk Nami a lot for very little effort. And I'll also get Shyvana's flash out with Blitzcrank pull. And now we're just sort of hanging out here. Also, Nana is going to try to flank us right now, and I want you to see what I do with him. Before he gets close, I throw the web on him, and we pretty much disengage in a way where made engaging on us really awkward. And they engage on us anyways because they focus on the Blitzcrank, a pretty poor target, which meant they blew a lot of their key abilities on him and allowed us to just kind of turn that around and absolutely slaughter them. That was a stupid decision to make. Nautilus was basically disengaged by my web shot and allowed us, since my team reacted at least properly enough, we sort of separated, making any kind of engaging on us a lot more awkward. And from then on, it was just kind of a poor place to fight. And you can see this game is basically over. The enemy team is coming in to try to fight us awkwardly. I think they're trying to just throw their lives away because they're choosing to surrender. And, they kill a few of us, and maybe they regret this, but they do surrender, and the game is done. It was awkward for everybody, and I'm sorry. Ugh.